So this is for the individual with autism to actually present to a law enforcement officer. Imagine how much better the interaction would be. It is very important and potentially life-saving that everybody on the autism spectrum has ID and identifying that they have autism. This is used for medical emergencies, for encounters with law enforcement, and God forbid, if the individual with autism goes missing. And the rate's about 49%, 50% of individuals with autism go missing. I want to be very clear up front, though, that it is absolutely the individuals with autism right to self-disclose. I'm not telling people they have to. I'm just saying that if they do, the encounters with first responders will go so much better. So first thing you got to do is take a look at this incredible info guide on IDs that is on the POAC website. This is the best of the best, guys, and it's broken down by categories. The first one is the granddaddy of them all, MediAlert. It's been around for 65 years. It's the ones we all kind of know with this symbol on it. And on the back is call with the toll-free number. My name is Christopher. I have autism. Please be patient, calm, may wander. And then there's his individual ID code. You determine what's on the back of that for first responders. But when they call the phone number, all the information that you would want is on there. And MediAlert, like I said, they're the oldest, but they're really keeping up with the times. They have ID cards now with barcodes. They have these great things that go in the shoelaces of the shoe. So let's say the child's not speaking or is not at the level that could present an ID. To have a wearable ID laced right into their shoes is incredible. Serves the same function. So this just does not identify them as having autism or whatever disability we're talking about. What's incredible about the MediAlert is all your health records can be stored. Your child's guardianship, medical support papers, your prescription, doctors, all the important medical information is on there, and it's staffed. You can have access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Love MediAlert. And there's a fee involved, different levels, but very affordable, and I really, really love it. The next one that some of our families use is Road ID. It's the number 2 one right on our list. This was originally designed for runners because very often, all too often, we hear runners hit by a vehicle early morning and they're found, and this gives all the medical information. There's 2 types of Road ID. There's the one Road ID that has Christopher Whitesing with his own individual PIN on there, and the information is on the back. I'm blocking it, but his serial number and his personal PIN. This way, God forbid, first responders there and the individual with autism is not able to convey information, pertinent information, all of their contact, again, all their medical, you can upload guardianship papers. It's incredible, very affordable. They're real good. They do sell little tiny, and when I mean tiny, little autism stuff, kind of hard to see, but most of us, if we're in the field, would tend to look at that. So these first 2 ones, the MediAlert and Road ID, are the ones that you can store all your information on. Now the next one, which is my personal favorite, is If I Need Help. Again, I'm gonna cover my information, but this is a copy of my son's card. It's metal, has the information that I wrote, Christopher Whitesing. It gives my cell phone. Please call my dad if I'm alone. I have autism and may not respond to you. Please don't touch me, but keep me calm by talking slowly. Scan the QR code, and all the information that I would want a fellow first responder to have about my son would be on there. His medication, anything, his other emergency contacts, anybody that I would want to have this information would be on there for medical reasons. His blood type, his doctor's name, stuff that you might not remember off the top. So I love If I Need Help. They do a lot for the community, and there's different ways. They have patches. You can use this as a dog tag, but this is actually designed to be laced into the shoe as well. Great, great service. very affordable, and they often have specials for the autism community. So I love that one. Now, another thing is Alert Me bands. Is our next one on our list. Alert Me bands, while they guarantee that a child under 5 cannot remove this from their wrist, they have not seen children with autism trying to remove stuff that they don't want on. It's difficult to get off, but our guys and girls can absolutely get it off. With that said, the Alert Me band is the one band in particular that the vast majority of individuals with autism don't have a problem with it being on their skin. They're not trying to rip it off. It's made with this nice parachute material, easy enough to take apart. And again, I have autism. In case of emergency, Dad's phone number, Miss Simone's phone number. And it's pretty easy to see and read. I love this. It's very affordable. I suggest everyone has one of these in case you're definitely going out on a trip or a vacation or a class trip. I personally like it on my child all day long, but definitely when you're in a new location or people are coming over. Then there's a host of, and on our resource list we provide, and there's companies that customize rubber silicone bracelets. So you can have, I have autism, call Dad with Dad's cell phone number on it. You can buy one bracelet, you can buy 10 bracelets. They're really easy, and I think the cost per bracelet is under $10. And to have that customizable with big letters that if your child was found, they can be identified and you can be reached out immediately. I love that. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about if my child's not at the level, or my adult is not at the level where they can present stuff? Now, I personally worked with Chris for months to get him to present his ID, and he's really good with it now, but that was a learning process, training process, right? But there's other events, other items that are great, maybe for some non-speaking individuals. Who Shoes. It actually says Who Shoes ID, and it's right into the laces of the shoe, okay, like you could see it. And on the back is all the emergency information, case of emergency, ice information. Super helpful. There's even safety tattoos that you can write your name on. Let me see. Really great. All the information's on here. These are nice, especially if we're going away for the holidays or going on a class trip, somewhere definitely out of your norm. You might want to keep this in your bag. Now, there's tons of ones online that you can just Google on Amazon, that everything from travel ID bands. These aren't bad. If lost, please look inside, and you write the information on side. It's all different languages. The problem I have with this, relatively easy to take off. And if your child is wearing this, I'm not so secure that he won't just rip it off. I would prefer something a little more secure, right? A little more secure, or a band even like I have, that's a little more harder to take off, let's say. But there's stuff out there. There are items that you can buy. I'm not a huge fan of them. They're just cards and clips on. I have autism. I don't know. To me, this is an accident waiting to happen, but I want to show it because it is out there a lot. Very often people put it on backpacks or pin it to the shirt, but I'm not a huge fan of that, but just know that it does exist. I much rather the customizable ones that we're talking about. For the individual themselves, right? We have all these IDs, but we also have cards that you might want to present a police officer or a medic or any first responder. I have autism with information, emergency contacts, POAC. We have my child has autism cards. I have autism cards, notice to law enforcement, and on the back, emergency contact information. So this is for the individual with autism to actually present to a law enforcement officer, right? Imagine how much better the interaction would be. Oh, now I understand maybe some behavior that was giving me a moment to pause. Now, the individual with autism, let me use my training that we've learned from POAC and others, how to interact with individuals with autism. So it's a great way to just de-escalate the situation pretty quickly and also have your emergency contact information in the back. A final thing that I like to mention is stuff in cars, right? As someone who, working on the EMS squad, driving the ambulance, seen too many car accidents where the driver is unable to speak, but the people in the back in the car seats, the children or adults in the back are maybe hurt, but they're not unconscious. So you go on Etsy and there's all of these safety belt covers, and they now have "See Inside" written inside on the outside. You open it up and all the in case of emergency stuff's in here. But what it does, it gives the EMT, who's first on the scene usually, information. Okay, nonverbal, autism, epilepsy, see inside, doctor's contact, other people's contact. I love it. There's different ones you can buy online, but I love the ones that are customizable, that has information about your child and the information's inside. There's also, you can get the stickers on the car, in case of emergency, occupant has autism, may not respond, they may run away, they may resist help. I love these on the car. Again, personal choice for the individual, but in my opinion, definitely is a should do. Visor, things to have in the visor, attention, on-scene caregivers, emergency responders, just more information. Any way we can convey our individual needs or children's individuals' needs to a first responder, guys, it's gonna go better for everybody. So I gave you a lot of resources here today. Definitely take a look at our ID guide. And as always, please check out all of our other safety resources. Thank you. Have a good day.